All right, Rick. We have a thing. We were eating somewhere today, and we got some good food. You know, it's a place we know. But then the server, he came out and he had a plate of bread with butter on the side. Now, of course, my first reaction when I see that is like, ooh, bread. But you were very, very offended. We found out later, as we got into the car. You seemingly have a jihad. You have your struggle, your comp against the bread. So try to go over that again, like the feelings you had at that moment, what you think about it, and then maybe just bread in general. Why is bread so evil?
Well, first, I've been I'm so conditioned not to eat the bread. I can pretty much have convinced myself over time not to eat the bread that I didn't realize that I was like that until I saw the waiter come up to the table with a plate of bread. And it was just so surprising for me to see somebody assume that I wanted bread. I usually don't eat out, and I just didn't expect it. It almost made me angry.
Yeah, I noticed
I
that.
thought, why would anybody bring somebody bread? Um, like if you cared about somebody, why would you bring them bread? And I spend a lot of my time talking to people, and I try to teach them um, the importance of not eating bread. It's just as bad or worse than sugar. Um, it's a carbohydrate. There's 16 grams per slice. It holds 3 times its weight in water. You can be a vegan, but if you eat bread,
Yeah, we talked about that
yeah,
earlier.
it's it's uh, it's a non-gamer. Um, but it was surprising. I really didn't know I was like that. But I wouldn't even let the bread hit the table.
Yeah,
And not only that,
yeah.
I wouldn't even let my friends. I wouldn't even let it on the table. I wouldn't even let my friends eat the bread.
Yeah, you were like defending us from the bread.
The guy recoiled.
He recoiled. He was like, right.
Yeah, and honestly, the whole world should feel that way about bread. Um, but it's not like that. And if you believe in a certain way, you'll believe like I do. There's just a movement for you to eat bread, and other people in high society to eat more meat and to keep bread from them and give it to you. It's an estrogen producer. It produces estrogen in men, and more estrogen in women is not necessarily beneficial. Extra estrogen in women causes cancer in women, and right now every woman now born has a 50-50 chance of getting breast cancer. And things like bread and chips and oranges and pineapples and bananas and chips and tortillas, nachos, permane sandwiches.
When
They're all estrogen producers. It'll make you weak while the rich people eat meat, and they'll be strong.
when the lady at the table defended the quality of the bread, you used an analogy that had to do with antifreeze.
Oh, right.
Okay?
Yeah, that was just meant
I don't know
to
if
be funny.
exactly remember that.
You were cracking me up in the car ride by. I never laughed so hard in the last 3 years.
Well, I was just so surprised that somebody would offer me bread. I'm just so I've conditioned myself to be so anti-bread. It's just I never had anybody just voluntarily bring me bread, and I told these guys that
Man, dude, it's an Italian.
You know,
it's
if
an
I
Italian
was,
restaurant,
if
dude.
somebody came to my house and wanted a drink, and I put down a glass, and then I had a gallon of antifreeze, and gave him antifreeze. I mean, that's what it was just shocking to see somebody bring me bread. It was almost like, don't you know who I am? Why in the fuck would you bring me bread? Like, are you kidding me? It was like, not only that, but they don't need bread, and they're not going to get bread either. Like, why do you have 4 slices of bread on a plate walking in my direction?
It's an Italian place.
The way you said we don't eat bread, you know, in the restaurant. I mean, because
I don't remember saying that.
You said we don't eat bread, but you didn't say.
Yeah, and I guess that covered everybody at the table.
Yeah.
So, which is really, you know, I'm thinking out loud for myself. And it was just really strange.
It was great.
Hopefully everybody out there that sees this, and I wish it was 1 million people, but I wish everybody out there would feel the same way if somebody gave them bread.
Oh boy.
You know, so I wish you'd get 1 million views. I wish you'd get 8 million views.
You might.
But if somebody approaches you with a plate full of bread, approach them with a gallon of Presto. And be like, here you go, you want some Presto? Why are you fucking bringing me bread?
Oh shit.
So, real quick, so that I get this in.
Right.
YouTube, Dr. Ken Berry. YouTube, Dr. Eckberg. ECKBURG. Of course, Dr. Berg, he's very general. Thomas DeLauer is not a doctor. But if you want to get into the carnivore lifestyle, follow Dr. Berry, Bread and Butter Girl.
Bread and Butter Girl, after all that.
Yeah, actually, she's pretty cool. There's a couple, and there's some other carnivore people.
That's funny.
Lily Kane, I think, something like that. She's pretty good too.
All right.
I might not have that right. I might not have her name right. But if you look up Bread and Butter Girl and Dr. Berry, they'll send you down the carnivore pathway. Thomas DeLauer is a very deep guy. Jillian Michaels has even come around, and she's not bad. She apologized.
The buzzed head chick with the.
Yeah, the lesbian.
Yeah. Oh, she a lesbian? Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's a rug muncher.
Okay.
But she's really pretty, and you know what? I got to give her credit because she apologized
She
to
did.
the keto world.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
really?
the whole keto carnivore world was really on her ass.
That's right.
And then she came back on the Thomas DeLauer YouTube, and that interview with Jillian Michaels, something, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Whatever. That interview is real good. It's worth watching. He's got a lot of good interviews.
Bullying works.
Yeah, and she's come a long way. So, you know, not only is she pretty to look at, but you know, she's okay. Rhonda Patrick is good. There's a couple other ones.
All right.
But yeah, stay away from the bread. Stay away from the fruit. You know, and just explore the ketovore lifestyle.
Ketovore.
Yeah, ketovore. It's more carnivore than plants.
Okay.
And get away from as many carbohydrates as you can.
So, Rick, if is white bread any worse for you than other bread?
No, they're all breads are pretty much in the same category. The Ezekiel bread, which is $8 a loaf. Having sprouted grains is a little better. The carbohydrates are the same, but bread is bread, and none of it's really any good.
You said put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, if you freeze your bread, even if you get Italian bread or you get potatoes and you have to have sweet potatoes or something like that, you cook the potatoes, you boil them, or you freeze your bread and then thaw them out.
Yeah, but it's still bread.
and then make toast or make hash browns
but it's
or
still
make mashed
bread.
potatoes,
Yeah.
and your insulin response is a lot lower. You can do your own research on that.
So like a dead hooker, you put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause man,
Yeah.
you went to war on bread. I couldn't stop laughing.
Or the Beldaphine new blow up doll. There you go.
Oh, that
Yeah.
oh that chick.
Yeah, Beldaphine. She's
Oh.
not a carnivore and
No.
she's not a ketovore.
She's a whore.
But
Eat that.
my goodness, she's pretty to look at, and she's got a new blow up doll.
Oh, good. All right. That's pretty. Actually, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah,
No, not from you though. Not from you.
Beldaphine.
You know what? This bread, the war on bread, has just begun. So.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Okay, guys. We'll see you. No, we'll see you before that. But yeah, James is heading out west. So this is the videos for now. In about 2.5 months, he'll be back, and hopefully we'll be, in one piece, and we'll make more videos for y'all. All right. Thank you, Rick.
All right, you're welcome.
Master James. Hi. Thank you.